Right, so this is the last video in our layering course, but before I finish and conclude, I want to share with you just a few ways you can use layering in your workflow with MIDI. So one of the traditional ways to use it is to have two layers in your playlist like so. So layer 1 and layer 2. So, you know, they're playing exactly the same thing. You've got two individual MIDI clips, and a good benefit of doing it this way is that you can remove notes where you want without affecting the other layers. So I might have only the last two notes play or something like that. But sometimes you want them to play exactly the same thing, and doing this can be a slow way to do it, especially when you want to automate the MIDI, pitch bends and all that kind of stuff. So another way you can do it is to send MIDI to two layers. So if we move this MIDI clip up here, we just have one. What we can do in Ableton and many other DAWs is choose import from one MIDI and do the same with layer 2, and then select in on the monitor. So now basically these two tracks get MIDI input from up here. So I can change this up. And it's a lot faster than having to edit 3 or 4 MIDI clips at a time. So that's another workflow, that's another way you can do it. And the final way is just the way we've been doing it all along throughout this course, which is to have one channel and group the sounds, which is good, but can sometimes be a bit frustrating and a bit finicky when it comes to processing and stuff like that. So again, there's 3 different individual ways. It comes down to preference somewhat, but if you use certain ways, it will speed up your workflow depending on your application. If you're layering 5 things at once and know that you're going to have to edit the MIDI later, then it might be a good idea to send MIDI to the 5 layers so you don't have to go through, make adjustments to each one. So yeah, that's a few different approaches to MIDI. Now that concludes this course. It's been fantastic to have you watching. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions at all, just leave a comment on this video or any of the videos and I'll do my best to get back to you. Otherwise, have fun producing and take care.